you know, my children who have known nothing more than my first one was 1 year old when I first was elected. You know, they kind of think that's a good thing. They kind of think that's an honorable thing. You know, every profession out here has a few rotten apples, okay? Every profession. Every profession. Don't sit back there and act like they don't. Every profession has a few bad apples. Let me tell you something. This is about public service. This is about making our communities, our people, our commonwealth, our country a better place. So when I went back to my little rural community, I said, you know, teaching school and coaching, all of a sudden I'm sitting there on a Sunday afternoon just like this, and my phone rings. Now my parents and my family have lived in this little county of Elliott County, basically in Kentucky, for over 200 years. So I am Kentucky.
Yes.
I know Kentucky. I understand Kentucky. That's who I am. I think I understand our people pretty good. So when I went back, we had a state representative who I grew up under his feet. His name was Ray Brown. A few days before that, he had fallen over dead with a heart attack. He had been our state representative for 13 years. I'd always been taught my athletic career and through my academic career to prepare yourself to be the best you can be. You live in the greatest country in the world. Who knows what opportunity may come along? Well, I didn't expect this opportunity to come along, folks. I really didn't. I stand here before you today as somebody served in the House for a while. I never thought that I'd be in the political arena. I didn't. Had never even thought about it. And my phone rings one afternoon, and it was Miss Brown on the phone that said, Rocky, we've had a meeting, Miss Brown being who filled out Ray Brown's term. So we've had a meeting. And so we've made a decision that we want you to run for state representative and fill the seat of my husband. Well, you know, in a small town, everybody knows it. I said, Miss Brown. Now, Rocky, he watched you play basketball. You grew up, you've got to do this. And I said, Miss Brown, I never thought about being in politics. Our family's never been in politics. What are you talking about? I never thought about it. 25 years old, folks. She said, well, will you at least talk to your family? So I did. Talked to them, and we had a big discussion. They said, you can win this race. You played basketball. You got name recognition. Elliott County, Lawrence, Boyd County, and Round County. So we ran. We made so many mistakes in this race. We made, and we still are, I assume, but we made so many mistakes. We ran a campaign on about $10,000 at that time, you know. But with all that said, we were successful, and here we are today. I would not trade the opportunity I've had to serve in the public arena, in public service, to try to help people and to try to make a difference. And to come from a region of Kentucky that basically has a university in it, Morehead State University, Space Science Center, center of the universe. Their first discovery at the Space Science Center after we built it, that the center of the universe was Sandy Hook, Kentucky. That was the first discovery. So, you know, here I am. So why did I tell you all that? I'm still as fired up as I've ever been about why we got to stay engaged to make change. I'm probably more fired up than I've ever been because I've got 2 grandchildren, 2 boys that are 6 and 9 years old, and a beautiful young baby on the way that we found out the day that I announced for something else. I have a 14-year-old daughter. Now, don't ask me about that. All I know about that is work till you die. Okay? You understand? And I have 2 other children, a son that's 27 and a daughter that is 32 who is also in public education, and my son's a correctional officer. You know, I think it's even more important for my 83-year-old father, that 50-year-old that was in public education, that paid into his retirement through an invaluable contract. He was made a promise. And that's the reason I've stood so strong for people like him across Kentucky and those of you in the classroom where I've been. Awesome responsibility of teaching children and taking care of children, being their parent, putting your arm around them, trying to take care of discipline, whatever needed. All of that is more important to me today than it ever has been, is to stand up for individuals who go out in our communities every day to make a difference. And the very people, in my opinion, who've been under attack and Frankfort, Kentucky, are those very people that we're here to talk about today, and why it is imperative that you stay engaged in a way that you never have. It is so important, in my opinion, for us as your old coach here in the locker room today to tell you that every day is not a good day and every day we're not going to win. But I can tell you that we did make progress, and we made progress in so many different areas. And let me tell you something. Who would have thought Cheryl Lynn Stevenson running in the district that she ran in Eastern Kentucky, we went back 3 of our seats in Eastern Kentucky that we had lost the previous election. Who would have thought that? But we did. Who would have thought in the suburban areas of Louisville, in areas where nobody thought we could compete or where we could never win, who would have thought that we could win in some of those districts and pick up those seats that we have picked up in the Kentucky House? Who would have thought that? But we did, because of the work of people like you on the ground and in the trenches.